Hello and welcome to another Tim Allen 1337 guide. Today, I'm going back to my roots and I'm putting out a really simple Guardian guide for the homies back on console. And of course, for those who've been asking me to do this for a couple of months. As a note, this will be going over Pre-Awaken and Awakening. I haven't really dug into Succession yet. I like the cozy grinding of Awakening and the large-scale memes. Let's start by going into the Pre-Awakening and what to use to grind while you console guys wait for 2 weeks for the rest of the class to drop. By the way, try to focus on getting 63 as soon as possible. The extra crit damage is amazing. The Pre-Awaken of Guardian has shades of Striker Pre-Awakening. Lots of protected skills with CCs, but you're not really going to be doing much damage. Really suggest you guys spend as much time as possible at polys while you wait for Awakening in Succession. To that end, you'll want to focus on skills that'll help you move from pack to pack as quick as possible. The main skills you'll want to focus on are Mountain Slam, Oma's Objurgation, Black Blood's Circle, which has a nice self-heal to it, Black Blood's Descent, which has a nice DP buff to it, Sturdy Step, and Juggernaut. Now let's do a quick rundown of other skills that are also really important to the main hand. Fierce Disdain, an iframe into a super armor. It's a core movement skill for getting out of Awakening, also dodging CCs and damage. Foretold Encounter has a massive accuracy buff. Axe Throw is your big debuff, 50% cast speed, attack speed, and movement speed. Flows really nicely into Foretold Encounter, also Claw Reveal. Claw Reveal is a crit damage buff and your 100% BSR. You can use this as a flow off any pre-awakened skill, even auto attack. And then Frenzy. This is a really good filler move that has super armor and bounds. It can flow off almost any main hand skill and has a low cooldown. The awakening of this class is fairly simple, but you'll want to pay attention to the tooltips on some of these skills, and I'll go over that for you. First, you'll notice I don't use a couple of the skills in the Awakening kit. Scalding Thorn, Infernal Steps, and Neck Impaler, which is the Awakening grab. I really prefer the pre-Awaken grab. It's quicker and generally has less desync. First, let's take a look at Frost Slide. It has an iframe on it, so you can Frost Slide into Fierce Disdain for a nice group of iframes. You can also go from pre-Awaken to Awaken with Frost Slide. Next, Glorious Advance is an attack you can cancel for a 20% attack speed buff. It's not really used for anything else. Searing Fang and its flow Suppress is big damage with some CC, but it's kind of complicated. First hit has super armor with no CC. The second hit is unprotected but has a down smash. And the third hit, which is Suppress, is a slow, unreliable super armor that bounds. If you're trying to put protected damage out, you can absolutely just use the first attack of Searing Fang and move into something else. Next is Scornful Slash. This is a really long range, slow float with no protection. It catches iframe classes out all the time as they try to regen stam, or just flanking a group. Just be careful using this. God Incinerator. Big damage, bigger AoE than Voltaic. Super armor, down attack, bread and butter skill with a low cooldown. There's also a great self-heal on this skill that makes it awesome for engagement in large scale or immediate follow-up from your Witch Wiz getting bounds. Cleansing Flame is a super armor skill with decent damage. The best part of this skill though is it has a down smash. As we all know, down smashes are RNG, but it's nice having a protected one. You can move your camera last second and the attack will follow you. The 50% BSR has a float on it, which is wonderful for large scale. Dragon's Maw is a forward guard charge attack with no down attack modifier, but increases range and damage as you charge it. This is a really big damage skill, but it's mostly used for poke. It's very obvious and everybody will try to get behind you when you use it, but you can really chunk people while they're standing. Also, a big PvE damage skill add-on is available for it. Its flow, Howling Light, is a lower damage, unreliable super armor with a down attack modifier that is situational at best. You'll be stuck standing still for way too long most times you use this in PvP. The fight will either move away from you, or you'll just get grabbed or bursted down. Up next is Fireborn Rupture, which is an unprotected down smash with a plus 20 AP buff attached to it. This will automatically cast if you continue to hold God Incinerator. You can hotbar this skill and use it as a pre-buff or an animation cancel into certain skills. Wouldn't really cast this by itself for a down smash. You should probably be using Cleansing Flame instead. Infernal Nemesis. This is your 100% BSR for Awakening, but let me warn you, this skill is for getting away, not for going in. I've had my BSR on this skill locked from day one. It's an iframe the moment you start casting it, which is rare in this game. So if you get slow stacks, you'll be casting it forever, but you'll also be completely invincible. You can use God Incinerator and Juggernaut as animation cancels too if you're looking to get out from a situation quickly. Lastly, we got Frigid Wind. It's a nice movement skill with an iframe that moves into an unprotected floating slash. This takes a lot of practice to master, and I generally find it a trap in large scale, but if you can get the timing down and not be tempted to use a slash, it's an excellent extra iframe with good movement. Awakening combo should look something like this. You want to get a grab, Scornful Slash, or Frenzy into Cleansing Flame for the down smash, and you're going to use that from your hotbar. Then you can go into God Incinerator if you're fighting more than one person, as you can get away really quickly, following it up with Infernal Nemesis, or Searing Fang for big damage, and hopefully another down smash on the second hit, but be warned, they will likely get up before you can do the third hit, Suppress, even with a Sharp Alchemy Stone. Before you go in on large scale, a quick little pre-buff rotation would be Foretold Encounter, which you can use from jumping from either stance, into Claw Reveal, and then Fireborn Rupture. You can also use Scornful Slash, but it starts getting a little long. Keep in mind, if you use your class buff, Foretold Encounter and Fireborn Rupture won't stack with the class buff. Just get a Claw Reveal off for some extra crit damage before you go in. Some final thoughts on the class. Guardian isn't as tanky as it was on release on PC, so if we get knocked down, we're taking a ton of damage from almost every class. When you're in large scale, focus on staying alive through your positioning. There's a great rotation of frontal guards and super armors to keep you standing, and a lot of range to help you get the damage out too. This class is fairly easy to get some really fun feeds off if you have a good ball to work with. As far as offhands go, I sold my Nuver after I got to 281 AP with Kudum. For some reason I noticed this class really comes alive at that AP in PvP. For you Xbox guys, probably best to keep both offhands around for now until Caphras finally come out. I still kept my Heave, Liebers, and Muskins and use Evasion Crystals in my chest with a Garmoth Enhanced Kudum offhand. I hope this helped as an introduction to the class and some basics. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments, or just come through the Twitch stream sometime and ask me there. More than happy to help either way. Thanks for watching, but please remember, our show will always be the #1 guild on console, no matter what all these jealous haters say. Have a wonderful day. Cheers, everybody.